At one particular time, I did talk about. I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works
You're
for me.
eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has a problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
Floyd Mayweather reacted to Terence Crawford in a live interview and stated that he does not deserve a place on the pound-for-pound rankings. At the same time, Stephen A. Smith argued that Terence Crawford is the best fighter alive and the true pound-for-pound king. In the four-belt era, he demonstrated his greatness by becoming the undisputed world champion in modern boxing history across the globe.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era,
Oscar de la Hoya also gave his opinion and mentioned that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest trainer he has ever worked with. He further said that if Mayweather ever fought Terence Crawford, he would adjust his fighting style, rebuild himself, and come back as a completely different boxer, which clearly shows how truly great Floyd Mayweather actually is.
Floyd, for me, is the best trainer I've ever had in my life. He would revitalize his style. He would make him a new fighter. That's how great Floyd is.
Max Kellerman stated that during his prime, Floyd Mayweather was the superior defensive fighter compared to Terence Crawford. He also mentioned that Crawford is the more dangerous offensive fighter. In these types of matchups, strong defense often defeats offense because intelligent protection usually determines the final result of the fight.
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
Robert Garcia shared that although Terence Crawford made history by becoming undisputed in a genuine prime versus prime showdown, he would still pick Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, yet continues to rank Crawford among the legends of boxing.
Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. In a fight, I'd probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
Danny Garcia mentioned that since Floyd Mayweather is almost 10 years older than Terence Crawford, a serious competitive bout would not make much sense. However, he explained that an exhibition fight between them would be thrilling, entertaining, and actually a very fitting idea for the fans.
It'd be hard. I mean, they're not that separated in age, right?
I think Terence is 38. I think Floyd, I am not sure he's either 10 years older or 12 years older. I don't know if he's 48 or 50.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the best Floyd, so I don't think it makes sense. Exhibition
would be crazy. Actually.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Exhibition would be crazy, actually.
Yeah, I think that'll make a lot of sense.
Errol Spence Jr. expressed that Floyd Mayweather ring IQ and legendary abilities place him on an entirely different level, which is why he considers Floyd one of the greatest fighters in boxing history.
It's a little different because, Floyd is different. I feel like he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close, 2-3, and not by far. So it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him, and it's just certain things that he does that that's really tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose, and I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all-time type stuff he was doing.
Even like Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that. Yeah. I don't know who went out, Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know, man.
But Floyd was the best work, just like mental games and everything.
Oh, yeah, mentally, by far, I feel like he's the best.
He further noted that even if a fight between Crawford and Mayweather exists only in imagination, Floyd's mental toughness separates him from everyone else and makes him unmatched in that category.
Just hypothetically speaking, just looking at, two fighters, you got Floyd and you got Crawford in their prime. Who you picking?
Can we all give an opinion on that?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, I got an opinion on that too.
Coach, what you think?
I'm listening to you, Rep.
Floyd versus a prime Mayweather. We can go Pretty Boy. We can go Money May versus Terence Crawford in his prime. Who we got?
I think Money May would have shut Crawford down. He would have bored him to sleep like he do these fighters.
Yeah.
He would have jabbed him, hooked him, just sticking in the body. You know what I'm saying? And then when the fighters swing back, Floyd nowhere to be found. So mentally, they're draining.
Yeah.
And about the 6th or 7th round, that's when you start picking up, putting the combination together. Money May.
Coach Bernie stated that if Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford had met in their prime years, Floyd would have come out victorious by gradually breaking Crawford down with precise jabs, accurate hooks, powerful body shots, and flawless defense before completely taking over the fight in the championship rounds.
Problem with Bud's career, right? It bloomed kind of late. I find Bud to be as defensively sound as I've ever seen a fighter. He can find you. There's nowhere to hide with him.
Like Floyd, he has such control over the turns in there. It's just insane.
Ryan, MMA analyst Luke Thomas observed that Terence Crawford prime came later in his career, yet he believes Crawford stands among the most accurate defensive fighters ever, with the capability to track down, control, and neutralize opponents, no matter how they move inside the ring.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it, right? The best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this week.
Ryan Clark said that Floyd Mayweather was the most dominant fighter of his generation, and he outperformed opponents with unmatched talent and strong mental resilience, becoming the ultimate symbol of boxing supremacy throughout the 2000s.
There's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
Went on to say that Terence Crawford has now established his own greatness by decisively defeating major names such as Errol Spence and Canelo, which highlights his courage, elite skill level, and position among the top fighters.
It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
Max Kellerman also stated that while Floyd Mayweather possesses a stronger overall resume, Terence Crawford has displayed greater readiness to face any challenger put in front of him. Interview 13. Jeff Mayweather emphasized Floyd Mayweather victory over young Canelo Alvarez as solid proof of Floyd excellence inside the ring, while also recognizing the early skill and promise Canelo showed at the beginning of his professional career.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Stay connected with us for the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Don't forget to check out our other videos as well. Until next time, take care and stay safe.